So, hey, Ryan, nice to meet you. My name's
Mhm.
Dr. Hauk, and I'm here to take care of you today. It says on your referral that you're having low back pain, but I thought we'd start by just kind of help me understand like what's going on and why you came in today.
I mean, my back's been hurting, and that's not really normal for me. Actually, it's getting, yeah, it's just been hurting more and more. I'm not sure if maybe exercise could help me. All I know is I finally got in because I have to do something about this for sure.
Well, it sounds like your back's hurting you, and you're feeling like you have to do something, and you're wondering what to do about it.
Mhm.
So, help me understand a little bit more about what you think's going on with your back.
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if like there's something wrong with those spines or discs or yeah, I'm not sure.
So, okay, so it sounds like you're wondering that's why you came in partly, right? So,
Hmm.
um, but I'm wondering, like, it is helpful to kind of understand what your current thinking is about the back. And so, what I'm really interested in here is like how it kind of started and then, what you're thinking about, like, as a result of that. So, like, how did it get going for you? Like, when did you,
Gotcha.
what's your story about how you got back pain?
Um, yeah, I was helping my mother-in-law move her futon out of their house, and I just went to lift it, and then I felt this kind of shifty, clunky thing, and then it kind of started hurting. And I mean, I'm 47, so I'm like, okay, but it hasn't really stopped.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
And so lifting this futon for your aunt, is that what you said?
my mother-in-law.
Or your mother-in-law. Okay, right. So your mother-in-law. So this is like you're doing a good deed, and here you are, and then you kind of sprain your back, right? And so this must feel like you kind of have this unexpected kind of strain or sprain of your back.
Hmm.
Is that kind of how you're thinking about it, or what else is on
Yeah,
your mind
I
about
mean,
what's wrong with your back?
yeah, I this is new for me, and so I was just, I it hasn't gone away, and so it just got me a little worried, and and I don't want to continue like this for sure.
Okay. So it
Yeah.
sounds like you're really afraid of it continuing. And so you're in it because it must hurt enough, like, right now. So, like, is it really limiting some of the things you can do and not do? Or,
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I stopped going to the gym because I'm just not sure how much weight to lift. But I am walking still, like I know, I mean, I've heard enough that I need to keep exercising, but it's really hard because then the pain hits with certain movements, and then yeah.
well, let's say before we get into what movements bother you, it sounds like it's really limiting you. So I'm just curious if there's anything else you're thinking about, like in terms of like how come you're so worried about the pain? I mean, I know that it can be just painful and that's all it is, but it's also could be, some other thoughts in your head that you're having about this. So I just wondered if you're having any other
Right.
thinking in terms of what's causing your back pain or what might be wrong with it. Because did you mention a clunk? I don't can't remember. Did you mention?
Yeah, it clunks sometimes, and that's a weird feeling. So
Because I'm wondering if that's maybe on your head too, or is it something you mentioned something about something you heard, or what's kind of you know uh,
gotcha. Yeah.
in
I
your
mean,
head about it?
I just feel like I really need to take care of this before it becomes something big. You know what I mean? And it's been, I don't know, a few weeks now, and it's just, yeah, I'm
Is
just
it two
kind of,
weeks? Is it 2 weeks ago that you lifted this then
yeah,
with
yeah,
you? Okay.
yeah.
And then you also, so it sounds like it's been long enough for you that you're worried that not taking care of it right will have consequences.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So what kind of consequences are you thinking about?
Well,
Any
I don't know. I just don't, I don't want it to be like this as I'm starting to age. I'm 47, and I've heard that sometimes back pain doesn't get better for people, and so I just picture that, and it's yeah.
so when you're thinking, when you say you've heard of it, is that from like the news or doctors or who exactly is kind of where you're getting your information, so we can kind of have a common ground for like how
Right.
you.
I mean, it's hard because my dad, he has arthritis and he got arthritis kind of early in life. And, he's older, but he's in a wheelchair now. And I mean, I kind of grew up, at least when I was older, a lot of it was about his back pain and stuff. And so I'm wondering, like, great, is this my turn now?
Mm,
Like,
mm.
I know it's only been 2 weeks, but yeah, I feel like I'm active and I try to be pretty healthy. And so yeah, I've never had a problem lifting stuff, helping people out, like that kind of things.
So it's a big change for you. This new pain you're having in your back 2 weeks ago, it hurts a lot right now. And then you also have this history of your father who's pretty close to you
Mhm.
that's, had this same kind of thing. So, it sounds like your father had a hard time with it.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah,
you're, and,
sure.
and, and maybe you're thinking you might end up like your father is.
I mean, that's fair. I've thought that. I hope not. And yeah, that's why I kind of want to get on it, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so just maybe it'd be helpful to right now just talk a little bit about if back pain is passed on from one person to the next. Is that okay?
Yeah, is that
We
is
talk
that
about
a
that right now.
is that a thing?
Actually, there's good news here because it's not a thing.
Oh,
Like
okay.
typically, back pain is not hereditary. So people don't have a bad back and pass on a bad back to their kids.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, back pain is it's like a sprain. So if you don't ever sprain your back, you probably don't have back pain. But if you sprain it, then you might
Like,
have back pain.
you
So
mean
it's
like
more,
like an ankle?
yeah, like an ankle sprain. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've done that many times. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's very similar. It hurts like a lot for 4 weeks, and have to move with a lot of difficulty, and then basically the prognosis is very good. Most people kind of fully recover from an ankle sprain.
Okay.
So back pains like that. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions, or do you have any more worries, like, or things that you want to mention?
No, I mean that's really helpful. Definitely helpful. I mean, no, I don't think I have any other worries. I
Okay.
want, I definitely don't want to go down that track,
Okay. Well, let's talk about your back now. How's that sound? So you were talking about, different movements that, were really bothering you. Like, help me understand, like, in a, how are you moving and, doing your daily things that you would normally do, like an ordinary day for
Right.
you.
Right. Well, I move around a lot in my job and at home. And sometimes, I can feel it's there, but I'll be able to do things like grab a heavy bag of groceries and carry it and it won't hurt or get any worse or anything like that. But, like I'll wake up in the morning, roll over to the side of the bed to stand up. And as I stand, it'll kind of go clunk. And
Mm.
that's pretty weird. And that's happened like getting up and down off a chair, from a toilet. That's a little concerning. I think that's what made me wonder, is something out or something messed up back there?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like the clunk and pain in this transitioning, like getting up and down, is
Hmm.
bothering you, but it also is puzzling because you can carry things, it doesn't bother you.
Right. But then if I bend over and pick up like something off the floor, then it could be super lightweight. And then I come up and I feel it. So I don't know, like it really makes me wonder about, like I've heard a little bit about arthritis and, there can be stuff back there or whatever, or discs. I really don't know.
Right. And so it sounds like on the one hand, your back feels really strong, carrying groceries, things like that. And on the other hand, it feels like it's fragile because you're kind of just picking things up and doing like simple things, and the clunk occurs and it hurts.
Yeah, I mean, never thought of it as fragile, but definitely like, WTF, what's going on, type thing. So,
Right. Okay.
right.
Well, so then now, right now, so let's so why don't we so we have a pretty good idea of what's going on with you. Like walking's not a problem, sleeping doesn't seem to be a problem. you have this worry about arthritis or something, related to your dad, and but the thing that is a problem is really going from sit to stand, and just this clunk that started occurring after you lifted the futon.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay. So what if we take a look at it now, do some movements and see what we can figure out about the transition from sit to stand, and what the clunk might be about, and then we can go from there.
That sounds really good. Yeah, thanks.